Ain't nothing like waking up to a fucking video your friend sends you in a group chat of some dude on the leg press breaking his fucking legs. I know at least a few of you seen this video. I watched it. I'm not really cool with broken bones. You know, I'm just now getting into fight compilations. I saw my man's break his leg in half. And just for some of you gym goers, you out in this motherfucking gym lifting this heavy weights. Yeah, don't go too heavy. Also, when you're on the leg press, don't ever lock out your knees because you will definitely fuck something up. My homeboy's knee like snapped back, and I was like, damn, and I yelled. But I mean, that's what happens. You ain't supposed to snap. You're never supposed to lock your knee back on the leg press. Always want to keep it loose. You want to keep it slightly bent. Then you're gonna put the bitch back. You know, and that's it. So anyways, I'm not playing music today. I ain't playing no damn music today. I'm a podcast, all right? And I'm gonna send you on your way. Okay? Because I got stuff to do. I got to go to sleep. Just got back from Portland. Sort of. I'm actually I'll stay 20 minutes outside of Portland at my best friend's house. Chilling. I ain't showered in a day. I'm nasty right now. I don't care though. Because, you know, it's whatever. I'm a bachelor. Doing bachelor things. All right. So anyways, what's today? Today is National Air Max Day. It is March 26, 2017. It's a good year. It's been a good year so far. I got my beer cracked. What am I sipping tonight? I'm sipping Brother Thelonious Belgian Ale, Belgian Amber Ale, one of those. It's pretty good. You can find it at Costco. I've been seeing it at Costco lately. I don't know if it's at every Costco, but just look for a black guy drinking a beer, and it's gonna say Brother Thelonious, and you're gonna be like, oh shit, that's that beer that dude that podcast he was drinking it, you know. So excuse me while I take a sip. Oh yeah, good carbs. Good carbs. So, you know, I was out in Portland from Friday to today essentially. What did we do? Got out there Friday. Got out there Friday, around 8:00. You know, me and one of our other friends, you know, had a few drinks of the spiced rum mixed with some Coca-Cola. I don't really like Coca-Cola, but you know, you got some spiced rum in the mix, you drink it at times, so it was fine. It's okay. And we just stayed up all night. Excuse me. And what were we doing? We were watching TV, yelling at each other, and just playing. I think we played Guitar Hero for a few hours. Now, I don't know what it is about Guitar Hero or just men or people in general that make everything competitive as shit. And we're over here playing Guitar Hero 4 or 5 hours on end, competitively, talking shit, playing some we don't know how to play the guitar in real life. None of us do, you know. But we're out here playing this fucking game for 4 or 5 hours on end. Yo, you're fucking shitty, bro. I'm better than you at this game. You can't even hit the fucking combos with your weak fingers. And it's just man, it was fun though. I'm gonna tell you that. I don't know what happened since the last time I played Guitar Hero, but you know, when the shit first came out, it was a hit. It was fucking crazy, right? So you had the little string, you had the guitar, right? You had the little joystick string thing that you flipped every time you pressed a button, right? So you had the 4 buttons. And I think it was red, yellow, green, and blue. Or purple. Something like that. Right? You know, every button you press, you flick the little joystick. Boom, boom, boom. Right? But all of a sudden, this new Guitar Hero controller has 6 of those buttons. There's 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom, black and white. There's not really color coordination. You just got to know where you are when you're touching the buttons. I like that way a lot better than the old way. At first, it was kind of funky because you're like, fuck, what's on the top, what's on the bottom? Yeah, remember, black's on top, white's on the bottom. It's less buttons because my pinky, I just couldn't use my pinky in the old one when you had the 4 buttons to press. I always use my 3, but it's all good now. I figured it out. We figured it out. And yeah, probably not going to buy the game. Maybe I might, but I doubt it. But, you know, it's still cool. Whatever. I liked Rock Band when that was out. I loved Rock Band because I liked the drum set. That's what I liked about it. And that shit was fun. My sister, she plays the drums. My dad was a percussionist back in his day. He played the drums a bit. And I think one of my uncles played the drums for a little bit. And it's not like, I just like banging shit, you know? I can't play like that. But I just like, you know, tapping. Rapping and tapping. You know what I mean? And, yeah. So I always loved playing the drums on Rock Band. And that was it. So that's what I'm thinking about getting. So I'm thinking about turning this little playroom I got going on. Put a TV in here. You know. Find a Rock Band drum set somewhere for the dirt. And just play Rock Band. But just the drums. That's it. Nothing else. Just the drums. Hey, yo, can I play with you? Get the guitars or whatever? Nope. Don't want you to. I want to play by myself and play the drums. I want to fake like I know how to play the drums. Thank you. So anyways, that's a bulk of what we did over the weekend. And then we went to the spot called Top Golf in Hillsboro, Oregon. We were there for like 3 hours. We were there for so long, my forearms started to hurt. Like my forearms were getting sore. Cause I don't know how to play golf. I barely know how to swing the damn stick, you know. And yeah, so that, you know, my friends was trying to teach me because it's weird. All my friends play golf except for me. I'm the only one that doesn't. And yeah, so I was just always like, I didn't want to learn how to play. And then one of my buddies, he came up on some golf clubs, and he was like, you could have them. And I'm like, all right, I don't have a bag for these, and probably got to get them re-gripped, but you can have them. And I'm like, all right, that's cool, I'll take them. So now I want to learn how to play golf. I'm garbage as fuck, all right, but you know, you're not going to be good at everything once you start it, so it's all right. So I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to probably go to the driving range. I want to go at least maybe, you know, once a week on a Sunday or something during my downtime. Just because, you know, I'm not going to be doing stuff on weekends. I don't plan on it, you know, except podcasting, things that and the other, you know. But, you know, I got stuff I got to take care of. But, I don't know. Treat it like a hobby. One day I'll get good at it or okay at it. But they told me the tips. They were like, you know, the 9-iron or whatever is going to be the hardest club to ever use to try and control the ball. With other clubs, you know, some are easier than most or some are easier than others, whatever. But you always said the 9 is going to be extra hard or whatever the fuck, you know, the big one. Says it's one of the hardest clubs to use to try and control your ball. So if you ever have full control over how you hit the ball off that thing and where the ball's going to go, you're basically a fucking pro. So don't ever get discouraged if you suck at that. And there's like certain clubs that I have that they're like, you just don't use these. Nobody uses those clubs, not even pros. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool. So, you know, learn some things, figure some shit out. We were playing at Top Golf. I was a tiny bit better than what I was the first time I was there. The first time I was there, I wasn't hitting the ball for nothing. But I'm hitting it a little bit now. I just got to get my swing down. Because it's like, they say, oh, yeah, keep your arms straight. I'm like, I don't know how to fucking do that. How do I keep my arms straight and hit a ball? It's and like I'm hitting it downwards. It's not like swinging a baseball bat. Totally different. So, yeah, so I'm just trying to, you know, figure this shit out as I go. But Top Golf was fun. I don't know what it is. But there's a lot of people in Top Golf wearing like skin tight pants. I don't understand it. I don't know, how old are these people? Like these might be teenagers running around here with these motherfucking yoga pants, leggings, showing off all their curves. And I'm just like, I just don't know. I don't know if that's the best idea, but you know what I mean. So it's weird. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me because, in an establishment like that, you're just like, these people be in here wearing pants and jeans and shit. But you got these young college kids probably, like 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds running around here in leggings. Got these grown women working in the bar wearing these leggings. And I'm just like, man, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing with this place. Trying to make it, friendly, if you know what I'm saying. Like a Hooters, but not really. Because Hooters is the only place where it's like, yeah, you come in there and look for the girls. That's the only reason why some people go there. I think Hooters is trash. Hooters, to me, their food is way too expensive. And it's just not good. To me, it's not, Buffalo Wild Wings is trash. If we're talking wings right now, Buffalo Wild Wings is garbage. Wingstop is good though. I like Wingstop. Oh, Wingstop's not good. Yeah, it is, motherfucker. If it's not good, you're lying to yourself. You just want to be different. So, anyways, yeah, it was kind of weird, but anyways, playing was fun. I was with my squad, a couple of my friends, a couple of their buddies came down. We hit golf balls for like 3 hours. It was a good time. What else did we do, man? During the day, so our friend that we were staying with, he had to go to work for a few hours. So he went to work or whatever. And then like, boom, boom, boom. I woke up. He was at work. And then he came back. And it was like noon. And I was like, we was up for a long time Friday night. So I'm like, this dude wants to take a nap probably. And I'm like, dog, you want to take a nap, man? He's like, yeah, man, I'm fucking tired. I'm going to take a nap for like 2 hours. And I was like, it's all good. So me and one of my friends, we went down to downtown Portland. Because I'm like, look, I bought this camera lens off this girl the other day. And I want to take some pictures with it. I'm going to go to Portland. I'm going to go downtown, hang around, do whatever. Stop by this record store. Look at some records. You trying to come? I was like, yeah. All right. So take my camera, me and my buddy. We go to downtown Portland. But prior to that, we stop in the regular part of Portland. I guess it's called like Laurelhurst, right? And it's a situation over there. It's a situation for the simple fact that there's a butcher shop, right? There's a butcher shop called what's it called? It's called Laurelhurst Butcher. Hold on. I gotta look up the name. I forget. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. I'm apologizing. Guys. Hold on. It's called Laurelhurst Market. Such an easy name. I forgot the fucking name. Anyways, it's a butcher shop / deli, and from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's a restaurant, and it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. So we got there, I'm thinking it's gonna be crowded because my friend, he found it on TV. Like he was just searching up shit. He was like, "Dude, I'm trying to eat something hella crazy while I'm out here," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm fucking with it because I'm not trying to go to no bullshit fucking restaurant that they make everything else that everybody else makes." You know what I mean? So we found this place. I think it was off the Travel Channel or somewhere had it on one of their shows, and so we found it. Went to it at like 11:30, almost noon. And we thought it was like a restaurant during the day, but no, it's just a sandwich shop during the day. And so we got a sandwich. So I got this like salami situation, I wish I remember what the hell else was on it, but there was like provolone cheese, lettuce, a tomato, and like this special weird mayonnaise. It's like a spicy lime mayonnaise on ciabatta bread, right? And my friend, he got this crazy ass roast beef steak sandwich thing, right, on a baguette. Gave us little chips. I bought salt and vinegar chips for myself because those are good chips. And let me tell you something about these sandwiches, dog. I'm gonna break it down to you because I'm not gonna sell you motherfuckers short. Okay, I'm gonna break it down for you because I'm gonna go to their website and I'm gonna describe to you, okay, what kind of sandwich this shit was that I had, because I know they have the menu up and they're gonna tell you what's on these sandwiches. All right, so hold on. Let me just work with me 1 second. Work with me 1 second, all right? Just work with me 1 second. Because these fools are just giving me the freaking menu from the freaking restaurant. I don't want that. I want the sandwich menu. Hold on, guys. Work with me. Work with me, please. Work with me. All right, hold on, guys. Okay, they don't have the sandwich. I lied to you. Damn, they didn't have the sandwich on here? Are you sure? Yeah, anyways, I'm going to try my best to just describe it to you. So, our friend, he got this roast beef sandwich on a baguette. But it was a certain type of steak they used. It wasn't just no fucking Carbutic Safeway roast beef that they got. I mean, this is like cut from somebody's cow off a farm, and they sold it to him. They're like, yo, you can have this cow, butcher it up, do what you got to do. All right. So let me tell you about this sandwich, dog. His sandwich, he had like some sort of mayo on there, it was just a steak, just sliced up, thinly sliced steak on there, man. He had some onions on there as well. Nice, not necessarily sauteed, but you know they cook the onions with the meat, right? So they're nice and little, light brown situation, right? And now they didn't even overcook. They didn't overcook the roast beef either, so there's some pink in it. Because some places they want to, when they thinly slice it, then cut it or then cook it, they kind of overdo it. But like they didn't overcook it. They cooked it with some love, right? It was hot. It came off the motherfucking grill hot, right? And, he brought his sandwich over. It was steaming. It smelled like a New York steak. That's how, it was crazy. I don't know what seasoning they used, but this the grease and the juices that were melting off of this sandwich. You were just like, man, I just want to grab this and just put it on my skin, and I want to smell my wrist to remind myself how good this sandwich was. Right? That was his sandwich, but my sandwich. Now look, it was a cold cut sandwich. Okay. So I had shredded lettuce on that joint, right? I had provolone cheese, like I'm fucking savage, right? I had salami on there, and I had, I think I had 2 types of meats, 2 types of salamis on there, unless there's one salami. But there's another lighter meat on here that I'm looking at. It was like a ham kind of a situation. But I just forget. I really wish I took the time out to take a picture of this damn menu so I can tell you what kind of meats was on it. But I know salami was one of them, right? Now, it had the spicy lime mayo, okay? Just swiped across this ciabatta bread. Now, in my opinion, in regards to types of bread, I think ciabatta bread is probably the most underrated bread of all time. Excuse me. Or not necessarily underrated, but most underappreciated bread that people use for sandwiches. Now, do you remember when Jack in the Box came out with the ciabatta burger? Okay, that was some good bread, but for some reason when fast food places do stuff with bread, it doesn't taste the same. Like that bread was like really chewy and weird. Like when you leave out Pizza Hut breadsticks for too long and they get chewy and weird, right? That's how Jack in the Box's bread was. But this ciabatta bread, it was so damn fresh, right? It was just nice and soft and fluffy, had that crispy outer shell, you know what I mean? It's not like a soft or a soft bread slice, but you know, it had some give to it. Sort of like not like sourdough, but much more softer than sourdough, like way easier to bite through than sourdough. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like sourdough just because the edges are really tough. But with this one, it's a little softer, you know, with the powder on it to keep the love in, you know, and it was just good. That was the greatest cold sandwich I ever had in my life. I ain't gonna lie. I'm 50 Tyson, you know? So, I don't know, man. Life is life. So, we got these good-ass sandwiches. Almost went back today before we got back here to get another sandwich. But I was like, nah, that's doing a little too much. So, we're going to just save it for the next trip. And so from there, we went to Portland. Not Portland, but downtown Portland. And just drove around. Went parking like it was a fucking thing to do. Hold on, excuse me. I'm going to sip this beer real quick. Get my mind right. So we went and parked and just strolled around downtown a little bit. And that was really it. Like, we didn't really do too much. Like, we walked around, and then all of a sudden we see the Deschutes Brewery / Public House. And I was like, hey, yo, you trying to go in there and get a beer or something? You know, because I've never been here before. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, all right. So we walk into the Deschutes. We get a beer, sort of. We get some samplers, 2 different types. He had one type, I had the other type. I don't know what the fuck I had, what kind of beers I had. I didn't care. I just wanted to try the different types. Like, I knew what was an amber. I knew what was a lager. I don't even think they have lagers. And I knew what one was a porter. So, it didn't really bother me. I just got it for the taste and for the buzz. So, yeah, we were there for a good hour and a half, just chilling. And vibe was cool. People were nice. And what was really funny, right, was that we were there, and this guy just like, you know, he just showed up, sat next to us. He's like, hey, is anybody sitting here? We're like, no, nobody's sitting here. You can sit here. He's like, all right, cool. And it's just like, you know, I'm just sitting here waiting on my wife as she goes to the store, or his girlfriend, mind you. My man was like 60-something years old. And he was like, I'm just waiting for my girlfriend to come back from the store because she, you know, she had to go and return something. So I just thought, what the heck? I'm just going to get a beer. And yeah, and I was like, all right, that's cool, man. We're just chilling out here, you know, coming from out of town and just hanging out. And it was cool, man. Like, it was funny, you know, just having a conversation, talking about nothing. Then his girlfriend came, and, you know, then they obviously went to their table to sit and eat lunch or whatever. And then all of a sudden, this other dude showed up, and he was like, hey, man, you know, is somebody sitting here? And we're like, nah, nobody's sitting here, man. So you can sit there. He was like, all right, cool. Now, here's another dude that was by himself. I guess his thing was his girlfriend was out of town, and he's just, you know, he ain't got shit to do. So he was just like, I'm just going to go to the Deschutes Brewery and just hang out, whatever. And so we were just chatting it up, chopping it up, and he was talking to my buddy about playing baseball growing up, because I mean, playing baseball, I think as a youth, this day and age, there's freaking, especially if you're good, there's a bunch of leagues. So, I mean, I don't really know too much about this shit because I didn't really do a whole lot growing up. I mean, I rode bikes, played a little bit of football, played a little bit of sports, nothing too crazy. But with my other friends I grew up with, or that I know now, I didn't really grow up with them. I didn't meet them until like middle school or high school. But a lot of them played Little League Baseball like all throughout their childhood. So they know about all these leagues and like who went pro and where they came from, shit like that, like true baseball fans. And you know, shit was cool. So like they chopped it up for a little bit. And then like I talked to them a little bit about like traveling and shit like that. And we just, you know, we were just talking. And I, you know, what came to my mind over the time was just like, you know, I was tripping because I was thinking, like last week, having a quarter life crisis, like, man, you know, about to be 27. What have I done with my life? This and that. Should I be getting married right now? Should I have kids? Should I be in a long should I be in like a not a long distance relationship, but should I be in a serious relationship right now? What should I be doing with my life? Am I in the right place? And then, after talking to those two guys, I realized, yeah, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, these dudes are at these places showing up by themselves, and just want a beer. Chill. Met two guys, me and my friend. Hey, thought we were cool. We had a conversation for a few, and that was it. And, yeah, man. It's that lone wolf kind of shit. The type of thing, that's what my stepmom was talking about, being a lone wolf. She said she was a lone wolf. She didn't really worry about having friends and shit like that. She just did her own thing. Joined the military and she was like 18. Started traveling. Didn't care. She's a type of person that can start a conversation with almost anyone. Me, on the other hand, it's hard for me to do it. Like, I really have to like study you as a person for the 5 minutes I'm around you before I even want to say something to you. That's my style. But it's that lone wolf mentality where you're just able to just do shit by yourself because without actually having to wait for people. And I'm not saying it's like, oh yeah, I'm so cool, I'm a lone wolf. Like, no, it's just kind of like, I don't know, you just do your thing. Fuck it, literally, like it's whatever. And I think being so focused on where I should be at in life, I should be okay with where I'm at right now. I mean, I have no serious complaints. I'm living life. I'm healthy, I think, And what's wild is that when I say I'm going to do something, generally I do it. So my thing is, I don't really like when people say they're going to do something and never get around to it. Like, yeah, I'm going to do that one day. Or, yeah, I'm going to do this, and that. I plan on doing this, and I'm just going to, but they don't make the proper, they don't make the proper steps and getting after that idea that they had, you know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know. It's weird to me. It's weird to me because it's like, and I'm not saying because I had a conversation with one of my buddies. We were just, debating back and forth. Like, what a lot of people do is that they tend to want to share everything, every little step that they have going on for themselves, trying to tell people on social media that they're doing something with their lives, yet they're probably not, you know what I mean? Or they're saying these things just so they can get people to think that they're actually, putting forth effort to make changes. Whereas you 6 months down the road, they're still making the same posts or talking about the same shit. You know what I mean? Not really putting forth effort to make change for themselves in a positive light. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's a different breed of people out here. Some people, they're okay with their situations and they want change. Nah, I'm going to take that back. There's some people that are okay with their situations, but they want change. And they're just, waiting for certain situations to occur where they need to put forth the effort to make this change happen, right? And as me, for example, if I don't like where I'm at, then I'm going to try and do my best to make my situation better, I'm not just going to just deal with it because what is the reason for that? I want to be able to try and prove to myself that I can do something that I say I want to do, because the last thing I want to do is know myself as being the person that says they're going to do something but never follows through. So half the time, if I don't already have a plan in motion, I'm not going to say what I'm about to do because in the end, I'm going to look silly as fuck, right? And that's just for me. And so I have that same mentality when looking at other people talking about, the type of shit that they're doing, yet they're still in the same situation they've been in for the last year and a half. And I'm like, dog, like, you really putting in effort or are you just talking about it? And it's just like, you don't want to be that person that just talks, because after a while, people aren't going to take you serious, and then you're not going to take yourself serious. And then a lot of that shit is just wasted breath. Whereas you should just say what you want to do and then really put forth the effort in doing the shit, right? So, like, I had one idea. I was going to go back to school, right? I got my bachelor's degree from Evergreen State. I talked about it last podcast. Cool little school. Worked perfect with my schedule at the time, right? Hold on. And, I was thinking, I'm done here. I got a cool job. The people I work with are awesome. I'm able to do things I wasn't able to do before. And then I found myself feeling like I needed more because I see all these other people that I'm friends with or I know that are going back to school for their masters or getting a double degree. Like my little sister, she's going on to try and get 2 degrees. What is that even called? Not major and minor, but what is that called? Hold on, I gotta look it up because when in school, going for 2 degrees. What is that called? A dual degree? Is that really what it's called? A double degree? Yeah, a dual degree. What the fuck am I talking about? Why did I not know that? Anyway, so my little sister's doing that, and then she wants to go back and do some other shit. And then my dad got his master's. My buddy, he's in school right now trying to get his master's. His girlfriend got her master's. My cousin already got her master's. And I'm just like, maybe I should go back to school and get my master's. Get in I was thinking either creative writing or MBA program, right? And I got the book. I got the GMAT testing book. Excuse me. For like $27 off of Amazon. I was going to crack that thing open and start studying until I realized the fuck I need to go back to school for. Literally. Like, I think what I'm mostly afraid of is idling. And that's why right now I feel like I'm not progressing anywhere. Yet, I'm in a situation where I can actually focus on the things that I want to do versus going back to school because I feel like that's what you have to do. But I mean, I'm gonna go back. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna be that motherfucker that says I'm gonna do something and never do it, right? So I'm gonna go back to school, do this master's program, but I want to give myself more of a chance to do the things I never really had a chance to do before, So I set a plan. I want to be able to pay. I'm gonna pay my school loans off, my student loans off, at least halfway before I decide to go back to college, right? So that's already there. So I'm thinking, man, maybe 30 something years old, 32, whatever. Okay, and then, but for right now, since I have the freedom, I don't have tests I have to do. I don't have fucking papers to write. I don't have shit to read or study. I'm gonna give myself, the opportunity to do things I've always wanted to do. So with this time that I have, I've already, started training for my first powerlifting meet. Right, I got that going on. This summer, I got my clothing brand. I'm going to get into, I'm planning on it. I'm still working some kinks out on things. I got 2 that are for sure's. So what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I was going to do 5, but I think 5's too many. But I'm this summer I got 4 festivals I want to take my clothing brand to this year. Whereas the most I ever did was 2. And that was the first year I ever did it. And that shit sucked. So nothing against the festival that I was at. But it just wasn't, it literally was not where I should have been. Okay, so now I started doing more research. I figured this shit out, where I should put my brand at, and the kind of demographics that are going to be around when I'm there. So the first one is kind of like a warm-up, get back in the routine of things. And the other 3 are over the course of technically, I think like 5 days. One is on a Saturday, then another one is the day after that, and then another one is in August over the course of 3 days, and I'm just super excited for them. So I'm able to do that. I have time for that, because if I was in school, I have to study shit, and I wouldn't even have time to think about or putting the time and effort to research these festivals I want to be at. And then what else? Podcasting. Like it's Sunday night. Right? All I got to do tomorrow is go to work. I can stay up until 11 and some change, record some shit, tell my people, tell the people that listen to my podcast, my people, you know. I love that you guys want to take the time out of your days to listen to what I have to say during your commute to work. You know what I mean? Or while you're sitting down, while you're taking a bath. I don't know what you're doing right now, but you know what I mean? I just like doing that. I like to podcast. I like to just talk what's on my mind. Like, even if I had 2 people that listen to this shit, right? I'm going to still podcast. Just because I like to have an outlet to just speak my mind without no interruption. I mean, if you have anything on your chest that I have said that you don't agree with, I got friends that text me that listen to this podcast, and they're like, yo, leave vegans alone, motherfucker. I'm a vegan. And I'm like, you right. But you know what? Damn it. I don't understand why you're a vegan. So, you know, just funny conversations that occur based off the podcast with the people that you're friends with in your life. And it promotes conversation. That's all it really does. No harm in that. So, I mean, that's why I do it. So, with this time that I have on my hands without being in school, I want to focus on my clothing brand, podcasting, and just hobbies. So I'm going to do this powerlifting meet in June. All right, boom, take that off of my list, because what did I tell myself? I said, Jovan, 2017, you need to sign up for a fucking powerlifting meet. Don't be a P word. Don't be a little cat. And I was like, all right. So did some research, found this little amateur meet, signed up for it. $100 later, I'm training. So, yeah, man. So I just want to do the things that I want to do, because I just don't want to get stuck in debt. Just because the man said you should be in school and worry about your career so you can make more money, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's cool and all, but I'll just save it when it's needed. You know what I mean? Unless Donald Trump takes some shit away and I can't go back to school ever again. But at least I have my bachelor's degree. So, whatever. So, all I'm saying, all in all, with that shit said, if you already have things that you want to work on and build on, and you have the time to do it, and you're not really worried about your current situation in regards to where you're working career-wise, if you're already cool with the career that you're at, and then so you're not worried about all this other extra shit that life throws at you, and you kind of have the freedom to be able to explore the things that you like to do, take that time and do that shit. Don't go back to school because all your friends and your peers went back to school or shit like that, you know? Having a master's overall is awesome. It's a cool milestone to have. Not taking it away from anybody that got their master's degree or even went ahead and got their doctorate or whatever. But all I'm saying is give yourself a chance before you take that other step in more education. Because, I mean, if you're in a career field that doesn't really require it, then, I mean, there's no real sense in even, like, forcing it. Not necessarily forcing it, but rushing into it, you know? But if you're in a career field where, you know, you got your bachelor's, that's all they're really asking for, and you can move up with just your bachelor's and experience, then, I mean, if you have things that you really like to do, that you like doing, then do it. Simple. Like little side businesses, little side hobbies, shit like that. Because the thing about school is, if you really want to do well, you got to put a lot of time and effort into it. And that's the thing. So that's all I'm saying, man. That's another thing that I learned about my quarter life crisis is, am I supposed to be here? Like, I have friends doing this, I have friends doing that, but I also have friends that are just there chilling, you know, enjoying their time on earth, working their job and not complaining about nothing and just having fun in life, you know? And where am I supposed to be at? Jovan is supposed to be where Jovan is right now. Simple, you know? Everything that happened in my life happened for a reason. It put different thoughts in my mind to put me in the place that I am now mentally, physically, and I can't complain about a damn thing, you know? So, I mean, it took me 7 damn years technically to get my bachelor's degree and my associates. So I'm kind of like, just thinking about going back to school sounded good just because I didn't know what else I should be doing right now. But then at the same time, I was so happy that the shit was over when it was done. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to take my time with this going back to school part. So I mean, but everybody else, man, you want to go after education, keep doing it, man. Go back to school. If you haven't finished your bachelor's degree, fucking finish it. Don't sell yourself short. Because I mean, we're at a time in our lives where it's not like how it was for our parents, where all you needed was your high school education and good speaking skills, and you have a good job and just work your way up for years. You know what I mean? We're at a point now where there's a lot of people that just have bachelor's degrees, and they'll skip over anybody that has a high school diploma. So in a sense, you still have to work hard, and I mean, to get to where you still have to work hard to where you're at. So essentially, don't assume that because you have a bachelor's degree that you should be somewhere. Because in the end, you could have gotten your bachelor's degree in 4 years but have not too much work experience, or the work experience is not even applicable to the degree that you have. Therefore, you try and get into that field, you're going to still be entry level because they're like, motherfucker, you work doing this while you're in school, but this has nothing to do with your degree. So it's really, we have to start you at entry level because, I mean, you have this education, but you don't have the actual work experience, you know? So if you're in school and they got internships available, you better hop in the motherfucking internship, my friend. Don't play no games. So, like my little sister, she's doing a program right now. She's trying to do the dual degree, and then she's hopping into these little programs and these internships. She was in D.C. to watch the inauguration of the presidential whatever election, and you just got to have a plan in motion to get to where you want to be, but you just can't be upset in the end, not even in the end, but you just can't be upset when you have to hit a speed bump or two, you know? I feel like a lot of our issues as millennials that we have is that we assume that because we put in a little bit of effort that we should get what we want, you know? Versus where you have to put in a little bit of effort and you're going to have doors get shut in your fucking face and you just have to keep on pushing. And I mean, as soon as you get that in your mind and understand that, the world is yours, man. I'm telling you from my experience, right? I quit my job after I graduated from Evergreen, right? And I was like, you know, it was dead end as fuck. An extremely dead end job. And I mean, there's nowhere to grow. I mean, the only promotion that they really had was you to promote. It wasn't even a promotion. It was just lateral promotions, essentially. Whereas, oh, there's an opening here in this department, and you can do that. Okay, I can move over there. Same pay. Not really doing shit. And that's it. And what else sucked is that if you had blips on your record, like let's say, you know, you had a few points on your record for being tardy. You know what I mean? Being late a couple times. It'll count against you. So if you're in a position where like, okay, I got my degree, I got experience in this department, but I was late a few times and it's like stuck on my record for like it's literally stuck on your record for like 6 months to almost a year. You can't do anything. They're not going to even look at your resume. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, you could be late, you know, by literally 1 to 2 minutes and it counts against you. And then it's just like, at that point, when I was at that job, I was like, you know what? I don't want to fucking work here. And I just said fucking and quit. So I quit without even having a plan. That's the funny part. And me and my dad always have conversations about it because he was like, dog, when you said you quit your job and you didn't know what the fuck you was going to do and you didn't save up or anything to like, for no matter how long you're going to be not working for, that was risky. Now, what I did was risky as fuck. I'm going to tell you that right now. Don't ever do anything that I do. Because I do things based off of just emotion. Like, there's a problem that I have is that I think about something, but then there's a part of you that just says, fuck it. Right? Now, what's crazy is that my mom doesn't have fuck it in her bloodstream at all. None of it. Doesn't exist in her genes. She just can't be like, get up and just be like, fuck this. I'm out of here. Right? Now, my dad, on the other hand, he has that in his bloodstream. I mean, dude was 17 years old, didn't know it. Well, I think he knew one person in the military, which was his uncle, you know. He went to Germany, never came back. He was like, you know, I love this place. I'm going to stay up here. forever. Literally, he's still up there till this day in Germany kicking it. And so my dad, 17 years old, signs up for the military, not knowing what the hell's on the other side. He'll be sent to war, get shot in the face. He don't know. But because he didn't like his situation, he just boom. That's it. Went after it. That was it. Never moved back to his hometown ever since. And you gotta have that fuck it in your blood. And my dad had that. So every occasion, situations I've been in, sometimes I'm just like, I'll think very logical about a situation, and I sometimes just talk myself out of it before I actually come up with a decision. Whereas there's other situations where I really fucking hate where I'm at right now. I'm gonna make this change ASAP without even thinking of the repercussions. I don't care right now. I'm just trying to get up out of here. And so that's essentially what happened, man. I quit my job. Actually, I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. I didn't quit. I got my ass fired because technically I quit though. So they have this point system, like I was saying, right? I was at like a few points. I was a couple away of where they'd have to terminate you, right? But I was at the job for like 3 years, and I was, it's towards the end. Didn't see no progress in anything that I was doing, and I was just like, you know what, man? I fucking hate coming here every day. Boom, boom, boom. So I was there for 3 years. Hated it so much. It was like you was in prison, right? Now, not taking anything away from my friends that are still there. I got love for y'all that are still working there. I just couldn't handle it no more. So I got the hell up out of there. And then, so what happened was I took this interview. It wasn't even for a job I wanted. Like, it was just a job that I interviewed for to figure it out, right? So, boom, okay, I didn't have, what the fuck was the situation? I didn't have any vacation left or something, and I took this interview, and then, so the point or whatever counted against me, and it ended up getting me terminated from my job that I was at for 3 years or whatever. And I was just like, I don't even care at this point. I hated that job so much that I was just unmoved. And what was funny, that day, I took the train and the bus to work because I was so tired of sitting in traffic, because the traffic is a different freeway, because there's I-5 and then there's 167. 167 is a shit show morning and evenings. It's a terrible freeway. Don't know why it even exists the way it exists. Like, it needs to be like 3 or 4 lanes. But anyways, so I'd always, be rushing to get to work, and I'm like, dog, I'm not leaving 2 hours early just to get to this motherfucking place because of traffic. So, I mean, every time I get to my job at like 7:31, 7:33, nothing crazy. And so, but the points always added up. And yeah, so this day that I got my ass in trouble, fired, I took the train to work, took the Sounder. The Sounder took me to the bus station. From the bus station, I took one bus straight to my job, and it was like a 5-minute walk to my job or whatever. And so, yeah, I did that. My boss calls me into her office, and she was like, "We're gonna have to let you go." And I was like, "Really?" But like, some people, they have like a little bit of panic in their heart, like, "Oh fuck, what am I gonna do?" Blah blah blah. I had no panic, man. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do, but at the same time, I was just happy to be gone out of that situation because I was so unhappy there, and it just sucked. And, sometimes when you get in those situations, not to beat a dead horse, I feel like I've been talking about this shit for 20 minutes, but you just got to say, fuck it. And I have no plan, no idea how you're going to do what you got to do to survive, and just get the hell up out of there. And I mean, that's how you do it. That's how you stick it to the man sometimes. When you're not happy, you say, fuck it, and get the hell up out of there. Because, essentially, it's going to take a lot of work to send out applications out your butthole. But, I mean, someone's going to hire you. And so, I had a job, luckily, working part-time, selling headphones at Best Buy up in fucking Northgate, Seattle. And, I couldn't complain. I was doing that. And then I had a warehouse gig. I was doing that. So, and then I got picked up to work as a temp on contract for Facebook for a little bit. And that shit was awesome. for the week, and then after that, like I was applying and interviewing everywhere, and then so after that, I got picked up from where I'm working at now, and I've been there ever since. Going on almost like a year and some change now. So probably I want to be here as long as possible. So just because the growth is crazy, the people I work with are awesome. I can't complain about a damn thing. So, if you don't like your situation, you just gotta try your best to make something good out of it. And if the situation that you're in just there's no good, you can't see any good in the future, then you gotta make change, or you're gonna be unhappy for a long time. Because what I really hate seeing is people that complain about the situations they're in or the workplace that they're in, yet they're not putting in the effort to actually make change. You know what I mean? And then they find themselves complaining about this shit for years on end versus actually putting in effort to either maybe go back to school so they can better their opportunities or something, fucking move. I don't know. But like, to me, complaining and being upset with where you are, it just takes so much energy out of you. And it just doesn't sound like a happy life. I always feel like that also comes along with health issues. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people that just, they're not happy with where they are, and they take it out on themselves, essentially with like the way that their diet is, not exercising, feeling bad for themselves, alcohol consumption, doing things that's not healthy for them. You know what I mean? Based off of the way they feel after work. Like, if your job got you so stressed out where you have to have damn near a bottle of wine every other night just to cope with the stresses of the workday, then you might need to find a new fucking job. Like, that's straight up. Now, my job, there's stress involved, but it's a part of the job. And I like it because it makes the day go by faster and there's a lot of problem solving involved. But I'm talking about people that work a job where they don't get along with the people that they work with. And if you're in that situation, then why not look for something to make your situations better? I don't know. That's my thing. But that's ever since I went to jail that one dumbass day a few years back, I've always just looked on the brighter side of things and always looked for the light at the end of the tunnel. And that's it. I don't know why I even talked about this for like the last hour. I had notes to go by, but I mean, for some reason I didn't follow them. But anyways, in a nutshell, if you hate where you are, make change. You don't have to go back to school if you don't want to go to school. But if you have an idea or something that you want to pursue that shit. And don't say that you're going to do it and never go and do it. Actually put forth the effort as soon as you say that you want to do something. As soon as you commit to something, put forth the fucking effort to go back to it or to go after it. Don't say you want to do it. Don't say maybe. No, if you say you want to do this, then go after it. And that's it, man. That's all I gotta say. Like, even if you a 30-year-old shitty ass rapper, if you want to be a rapper, motherfucker, pursue being a rapper. Maybe. But anyways, so today is National Air Max Day. And speaking of Air Maxes, did anybody see that fucking University of Kentucky versus University of North Carolina game today? Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a real person. All right. I had a long day. We watched the game prior to that with South Carolina and something. I already forgot. My old brain don't work no more. Who was it? It was South Carolina and freaking Florida. We watched that game, and then the UK and UNC game after that. And we had like pizza and all this other shit, and I fell asleep on the couch. I woke up though to the ending of that game and that comeback that almost occurred. And then that last minute shot by what's his name, May or whatever from North Carolina, that 2-pointer that gave him the lead with 0.3 seconds left on the clock, dog. I was like, wow. But essentially, I already knew that was going to be a really good-ass game just because UNC, they wanted to get back into the Final Four again, and then University of Kentucky just been hot for a few years now, and it's just like, fuck, this is going to be a great game between the number 1 and the number 2 seed of men's college basketball, and it was a great game. Can't complain about nothing. But one thing I'm going to tell you right now, though, is that y'all better watch out for Gonzaga. Now, I'm going to tell you, okay, because based off of my peers and the people I've grown up with, although I've graduated from the University of Nothing, because Evergreen State College is where I went, not University of Washington, not Washington State University, not any of that shit. I went to Evergreen State College, but a lot of my friends have graduated from the United States of Washington or are somehow affiliated with the Huskies. And, but since their team obviously wasn't good enough to make the playoffs or, make the college brackets this year or have been for the last few years, because I think they fired the coach over the last 15 years. Anyways. But you know who's in it, though. You know who's in the Final Four, though. It's Gonzaga. So I'm going to do my best, represent that team, and, hope they win the ship. If they win the ship, at least get to the national championship, I'll be happy. Because I think the number one thing that is very underrated about Washington State is our basketball programs. There's a lot of good basketball players out here, I feel like. And they kind of go unnoticed in the pros. I mean, we have a couple. I mean, we got Jamal Crawford, probably one of the best right now. And then, who else, man? I can't even name them all right now. But Jamal Crawford was one of them. We have Isaiah Thomas. We have A.B. Bradley right now. Both of them fools from Tacoma. Shout out Tacoma. That's the city. That's the town. If somebody says Seattle's the town, they've been wrongly informed, and you don't have to trust that person ever. The real town is Tacoma. So anyways, those are the main guys that are playing right now. I think Elgin Baylor went to Seattle University. That's a fun fact. But anyways, I'm just saying, we have a lot of people that hoop out here, and there's a lot of guys that are actually pretty good. And I like the fact that a Washington team is in the playoffs or in the Final Four right now. It makes me happy to tell people I'm from Washington State. So, what else? Man, what else I got for you guys before I get the hell out of here? Because I got to go to sleep. I talked about golf, talked about Portland. I need to plan another trip. One of the last guys we talked to when we were at the Deschutes Brewery, he was from Chicago, moved somewhere, and then moved to Alaska, and then from Alaska moved down here. And he was just like, I just do my thing. And it's pretty cool, man. Like, I want to plan another trip. I want to eventually move out of Tacoma and Washington State someday. Like, not saying there's anything against where I'm from. I fucking love it here. But there's sometimes where I just feel like I got to get up out of here sometimes. So, I'm saying this is probably years down the road. Maybe even a decade, right? But, I mean, eventually that may happen. But we'll see. We'll see what happens because my mind changes all the time if I'm not really, if I'm not committed to an idea. But I want to travel some more. So I feel like I'm about to start crying. Anyways, I want to travel some more, man. I came up with that idea. Right now I'm focused on some other things I got to take care of. But after that's done, I think I got a Louisiana trip in the books that might be happening soon. Then I'm going back to California in June. That's a possibility depending on everything that's going on right now. And then I really want to take my camera and myself and just go to Alaska. I want to go to like Juneau, Alaska and just kick it. Like I want to bring my laptop, bring my microphone, bring my camera, go to Alaska and just hang out there for like 5 days. Go on like a little tour, fuck around in the bars. I don't know if I want to do hiking by myself just because areas like that, their animal population, I feel like they're not as controlled as Washington State's. Like, I don't see too much wildlife out here. Like, when I go hiking, I go to like heavily hiked areas, but So, I mean, you don't really see too many, like, mountain lions and bears and shit. Like, they have the signs up to tell you that they're around. But, I mean, nobody really sees them too much. But, I mean, in Alaska, I really have to do some strenuous research to make sure I don't stumble upon some shit that I don't want to find. You know what I mean? Because I really would be upset if I saw a fucking cougar and I don't know what to do. But I think with cougars, you just have to, like, let the motherfuckers know you're not playing. So, probably carry a couple pocket knives. So I won't have a carry-on on that flight, because I'll definitely have freaking luggage that I have to check. Because I'm definitely bringing some knives with me if I go hiking. And, because, yeah, it's either me or is it the cougar? And it ain't going to be the cougar. It's going to be me that's going to win that. So, yeah, I mean, that's another plan. I just want to go to places that have mountains and shit. And just, you know, breathe the fresh air. But I'll just make sure I stay away from the dry counties. Because I heard Alaska has a lot of dry counties. And I love beer. So if I go somewhere that doesn't allow me to drink beer, then, I mean, am I going to have a good time? Probably not. I'm going to probably hate everything about it. So, yeah, man. So that's the podcast for the day. I gave you guys a good little hour. So, you got any questions? I mean, I don't know how you're going to get in touch with me. I don't know. Keep listening to the podcast. Yeah, you know, thank you for listening to the podcast. What else, man? What else I got for y'all, man? Do I have anything going on? Nah, not yet. I'm gonna drop the festival list or the ArchBianco clothing shop list in a couple of weeks after I finalize a few things and receive some shit coming. So sorry for all the cussing. I can't help it. I'm feeling loose right now. I'm being myself. I'm having a good time. Letting loose some of these thoughts, you know. So I want to say, for all y'all, have a good work week. Stay out of trouble. Don't do no dumb shit. Yeah, man. And stop having these 16-year-old kids wearing leggings and shit. It makes me feel really uncomfortable, honestly. So, and stop letting these fucking teenage people want to grow up all fast and shit. Like, nah. Let these people be kids. I was talking to the dude at the bar the other day how nobody plays outside no more. They just stop. And I remember growing up, I played video games when I didn't have anything to do. Like, if I had stuff to do, like go outside, ride bikes with the homies, jump bikes, and, you know, watch motherfuckers skateboard and shit, that's what we did. But if we didn't have nothing to do, I stay inside and play video games. But if I had shit to do and had friends to see, I did things. So, I don't know. Just be active, people. Don't be just the type of motherfuckers that go home after work and just play with your dogs all day. Do some shit. Take your dogs places, to parks, or, you know, get into a hobby to be active for your health and things like that. I don't fucking know. I'm just talking on my butt. But other than that, have a good night. Stay out of trouble. Kiss your mother on the forehead for me. Tell her I love her, and I'll be back home soon. Bye-bye.